Sorry, Nina, I had a Red Bull, I had my dinner, and my head is like, whoo, I'm so ready.
Wow, I actually needed to calm down and be less strung up. So this is my helper right here.
Okay, so hi, my name is Fernanda. I am a technical artist at EA, and this is my co-host.
And my name is Nina. I'm a technical artist at 343 Industries. Today we are going to be, just a little chill and chatty episode about working from home.
Yes, I think one of the best things that has happened to me personally, but we're going to talk a lot about it. So first of all, let's talk about how the situation came to be, which was basically with the pandemic. We all decided simultaneously that we still needed to make money, and working from home was the only option available since we can't spill our germs everywhere anymore.
Yeah, it was so bizarre. Like, I remember I was at the office on a regular Thursday. Suddenly an email came in from the Microsoft. It's like a Microsoft wide email saying that we should stay home till next Monday because there's this pandemic, and just to be as a precaution, we shall be working from home till the next Monday. It's like, oh, fine. Yeah, we'll just be like leaving our computers on, and we'll just remote in from our home computer. And over a year later, we're still at home.
I had a similar thing happen to me. We got the email, well, the news started powering in that this was happening and they were getting cases in America. And then we got the email, and I feel very isolated when I say this. I knew that it was going to be big because I was like, the human beings are just really stupid, and
Really?
I have no faith in humanity. Like, this is going to last a long time.
Wow.
So everybody kept saying, yeah, this is only going to be like a few weeks, and then it turned into a few months, and then it turned into like, oh, maybe next fall. But I was like, from the beginning, I was like, this is gonna take a long time, you guys, because human beings are trash.
See, so like when the last time that I was maybe remotely involved with pandemic that I remember was when SARS was spreading in, I believe it was in Korea. And at the time I was flying from Thailand to the US too. And I remember being like, yeah, this is so remote from me. Like, it's nothing at all. Like, no one even caught it in Thailand. Everything is fine. So I was basing this off of my previous experience, and I was like, yeah, we're probably gonna be back real soon. This is fine.
But yeah, you want to talk a little bit about how your routine has changed compared to before working from home?
I get to sleep in every day. It was wonderful. So I used to just wake up around 7 or 7:30 and then get ready and walk to work. But now I just wake up and get ready and then work. But like, okay, so since pandemic started, I've been getting more into makeup. So I would like, so since today I knew that I would be on a video call with you, so I'm doing like a normal human look. But I've been really into like theatrical makeup sometimes, and like I would face paint and like just do all sorts of fun things and really have fun with it, because I was like, no one's gonna see it except my boyfriend who lives in the same house, who like probably doesn't care. Probably.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah, so I've been really having fun with that, and it's really like day-to-day work. I don't think it's that much different, other than like, instead of like walking over to someone's desk to help them troubleshoot their issue, I just do it through video call or through text. But otherwise the works are basically the same. Of course there were some hiccups in the beginning during transition, but yeah, that's the work, what we have to do is still the same. And then after work, it's kind of nice to just have slightly more time since I don't no longer have to commute, so I have more time to do other stuff like exercise more, or maybe play more games and do a podcast.
Hell yeah.
What
Time
about you,
well
Fernanda?
spent. Yeah, the commute thing is really interesting, right? You never realize, I never realized, okay, I did realize how horrible my commute was, because my commute from Redmond to Amazon, it was 30 to 45 minutes by bus each way. So I lost like,
Oh, it's in Seattle?
yeah.
Oh.
So it was like an hour and a half of full commute. And you only have so many hours in a day, right?
Yeah.
And I knew that it was brutal. I felt like I would basically wake up at 7, then go to the gym, or go to Seattle, then go to the gym in Seattle, work, and I would come back home at like 7 or 8, and then I would like have dinner and sleep. So there was like literally no time to do anything else.
Yeah.
It was very brutal, but when we started working from home and I was able to sleep and like eat whatever I wanted and just have more time available, that extra an hour and a half, it was incredible. Incredible, I
Yeah.
say.
It
Like my
like you
quality of
think it's
life
very
improved.
little, right? But like it adds up every single day.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, how long was your commute? Because you said you walked.
Yeah, I think it's about half an hour of walking. So honestly, it wasn't that bad. Although now, a year in, I kind of miss being forced to walk that much every day. So I basically walk an hour every day. And now I have to like find something else to replace that exercise by actually working out. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I've had this crazy idea of, once I figure out if I'm gonna move or not because of the visa situation, I'm going to buy like a Peloton bike, and I'm gonna put it right in front of my computer so I can bike while I work.
Dude, it actually sounds like a lot of fun.
Someone asked me to troubleshoot an issue.
You gotta attach it to power generator.
Yeah, it powers your computer so you can never stop pedaling.
Oh man, I don't think I will get any work done.
But like, aside from the commute, yeah, work has been relatively the same. Not meeting people in person is a little strange. Like, I started working at EA when when everything was already in lockdown and quarantine was already a thing. So I never met any of my coworkers in person.
That's true. Yeah.
I've never been to our studio, even though I live in Sacramento now.
Like, do you guys at least do video calls or like some social nights at all?
Oh yeah, like we do video calls all the time for work, and I host our weekly drink and draw, which is basically all of us getting together on a Zoom call and just drawing or doing whatever you want. Some people crochet, some people cook. It's really fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to at least make an effort to get to know your coworkers. It's I used to think that I wasn't a very social person. I thought that I basically just kept to myself a lot and just busy myself with artwork or play games, right? But now that I'm really confined to my house, I really feel that, oh yeah, like at this time of the week, I would be out socializing with friends, or at least have them over for a shitty anime night, a drunk board game night, or something.
Nice.
But yeah, it is weird, and the isolation could be a little bit draining.
I feel like it varies from person to person, right? In my case, I feel like because I'm not being forced to be social anymore, I think I regained a certain appreciation for my social life, if that makes sense. I feel like when I spend time with my friends, even if it's online, I think I value that time a lot more than I did previously, because I don't feel like it's draining because I'm forced to do it, because I've been at work all day and now we want to hang out.
I see.
Yeah.
That's a nice thing that comes out of it. Like you never knew how valuable it is until you lose it.
Yeah. Yeah. But also, like, personally, I've always been kind of not a lonely person, but like I always
A lone wolf.
a lone wolf.
Alone
Yes.
Fernanda.
Alone Fernanda in the wild. But I've been living for myself for a long time.
Since college, right?
Yeah, since college. And I always did very well with it. A lot of people ask me, how do you do it? How do you not go crazy? And I'm like, baby, I'm already crazy. I'm already crazy.
I can confirm that.
Yes. I don't know. I just feel like I appreciate my own company a lot. And I feel like that's a great thing. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I guess I wouldn't know, because believe it or not, since I was born, I never lived alone, like, ever.
Mm-hmm.
I would either, for the beginning, live with my family. Then when I was on scholarship, I was living with host families. And then I lived with my sister, then roommates, then apartment mates, then housemate. So yeah, this past 28 years, I never lived alone. And I did consider that, like, what am I gonna do after this? When we start getting back to the office, am I gonna go move into an apartment by myself? And that thought scared me a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah, it might be a little jarring for you.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people just get used to it. You can also just get a roommate.
True. That's one of the options I'm looking into. But yeah, I can't imagine what it would be like if I'm like among the pandemic and have to live alone. Not seeing anyone for the entire year, other than online meetings like this.
The paradise that I live in right now. Not seeing anybody.
But I mean, like, who knows? I may super enjoy it like you and learn to live with it, right? But I just haven't experienced that yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Okay, we want to talk about some pros of working from home, even though we already talked about a few.
Yeah, you can go first.
So the ones that I think about a lot in the future for society in general is, I feel like we're making it easier, or this situation makes it easier for disabled people and also parents to be hired. Hello, this is Fernanda from editing. So at this point in the conversation, Nina and we started talking about parents and like children, and then we digressed into the topic of pregnancy and how much it scares the crap out of us. So I'm gonna cut all of that out. But my point was, one of the good things of being able to work from home is that parents can interact more with their children. And that's good for some parents, and some parents are not super into that, so it kind of varies. Okay, but back to the actual recording now. But yeah, like, okay, spending time with your children is kind of cool, right? Like, single parents who can't afford daycare might get some benefit from this. Also, disabled people who cannot, who have trouble going to a studio in person, will definitely benefit from this setup, right?
Yeah. I honestly wish that this setup would continue forever. I mean, minus the pandemic, of course.
Yes.
But so that people who choose to go outside to work or have to still can. But yeah, I think it's really good. And like, I remember the report of when the lockdowns first started, that the carbon emission like drastically decreased, and like the hole in the ozone layers were closing and whatnot. And
oh, I love me some ozone layers closing. Give it to me.
Yeah. Spring is really good.
I feel like I'm also eating a lot better because I mean you work at Microsoft, so you probably had the same experience. Microsoft has a lot of chocolate milk and like other snackaroos that you can just grab and just binge on while you're
Oh my
working.
God, yes.
At Amazon, we had like this giant shelf full of delicious snacks, and I always try to go for like the protein bars or like the beef jerky, but it's so hard because the Chips Ahoy are right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I totally understand.
So
Oh
yeah, like
man.
I've been eating so much better and also exercising a lot more. I've been a lot more disciplined with my exercise as well.
Oh, that is good. Me on the contrary, I feel like the first half of this, well, we don't know when this is gonna end. So let's just say the first, like about first half a year since it started, I was so bad. I don't know, I just felt very drained and unmotivated. I tried to exercise, but not really. And although I was eating healthier because I did have more time to cook, right? But I
Yeah.
would snack a lot since the kitchen is just super close. And yeah, so right now I'm trying to revert that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like working out was a bit of the same for me. It was tough in the beginning, but once I bought my exercise equipment and I got into the habit again, I haven't broken it ever since. Also,
Nice.
gosh, like finding workout equipment back then, it was really difficult because everyone had the same idea of let's buy some weights.
Everyone was
And
getting
like
it. Yep.
every place was sold out. Like Dick's Sporting Goods was sold out. Like the local sports stores that I went to were also sold out. Amazon was sold out. It was really difficult to find weights. I waited like 3 months until my weights arrived,
Oh wow.
and they're
That's
not even
rough.
that good.
Yeah. What have been really been motivating me into exercising was Ring Fit.
Oh yeah.
It's a game, it's a Nintendo Switch game where you get this ring and you attach the controllers to it, and it will guide you through different exercise while you fight with monsters. And that's really fun.
I should buy that game.
It's a lot of fun. And I
Yeah.
I actually consistently get sore from it. So I think
Really?
it's working, yeah.
Interesting. Maybe I should just play it on my rest days.
Then it wouldn't be a rest day, would it? If you
There
still
is no way
exercise.
the Ring Fit workout is that intense. Is it that intense?
It's actually up to you. You can
Hmm.
set how intense you want it to be.
Interesting. Look
Mhm.
at the tag coming out of my
I'm
t-shirt.
looking at it right now.
Floppy hair vibes. I feel like there was another pro I was gonna talk about. Come on, Fernanda. We talked about physical health, or diet. We talked about exercise, sleep. Well, you kind of already touched on it. Sleeping a
Yeah.
little better.
And one thing that I have been noticing after a few months of lockdown is that there has been more and more positions being posted, job positions being posted that even after the pandemic ends, it's like a permanently remote position.
Yeah.
So you would never have to go into the office to work. And I feel like this is a catalyst to push tech companies to move forward in this way more and more.
Yeah, okay. So I'm really glad you talked about this because yes, like not having to move like cross country for a position, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it's gonna allow our generation to settle down a little easier because before, like all my friends, like we had no idea when we were gonna buy a house. Not that we have
Mm-hmm.
money for it, but like,
Yeah.
you know, we were gonna probably have to move around because of our jobs. So how do you plan that future?
Mm-hmm.
Um, there was also, oh my God, I was gonna talk about it. Oh, a rent. I'm really hoping that because people are gonna start moving out of areas like the Bay Area or the Seattle area where rent
Yeah.
is really insane because
Mm-hmm.
of the tech companies, I'm really hoping that rent's gonna be a little bit better in the future because of that migration out to the outer spaces surrounding those areas, you know.
Yeah, I really hope that this decentralization is here to stay.
Yeah.
You know, it would be really nice if like I could just go live in the middle of nowhere where it's the living expenses are cheap and still pursue my passion, you know.
Same. If I could just work remotely and go live in a ranch and just have chickens, a cow, and some goats, I would be so happy with myself. I would be so happy.
Hey, you can do Stardew Valley, but in real life.
Exactly. You can do Stardew Valley, you can do a little Minecraft.
I don't know. I'm really enjoying this so far. What is the trajectory of your company? Like, when do they predict that you guys would have to get into the office?
From what I can tell, it was always like, oh yeah, in a few months, you guys, it's gonna be cool. We're gonna see each other. Haha. Like 6 months later, oh man. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like most studios are probably gonna pick some kind of hybrid where you go into the office a few times a week if you choose, and then you work remote other days. I have some coworkers who already moved out of state because they're planning on being work from home permanently.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So if that is the case for your studio, are you gonna move away?
Well, kind of hard to plan because of the visa thing.
Well, let's just say everything goes according to Keikaku. Are you meaning we get the visa?
Oh, if the planets align and that happens, I would definitely consider moving closer to some friends I have in Petaluma, in a less city area. But they have like a really nice place they found, and it's really nice and close to their parents. And I kind of wanted to be around friends, because I haven't had the chance to make friends here in Sacramento.
Are those Digipen friends?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, another option would be moving to Redwood City, and I guess they have like the Redwood Park there, which is kind of cool. And I have another friend who's living there. But who knows? Kind of hard to plan, but if the planets align, I'll definitely consider pitching that to my boss.
Yeah.
How about you, Nina?
So I don't really have a long-term plan yet. I guess I do still sort of enjoy going into work and living near the city. So I'm planning on moving back to Redmond, and I like basically moved away at the beginning of pandemic to other city because it's so much cheaper. And I moved it with my boyfriend because it's like just to keep each other company too. But now that we started doing the soft opening now, and some essential workers started going into work. So I feel like the trajectory is in June or somewhere around there. But yeah, I think I will move back to Redmond.
Do you have any cons you want to talk about of this whole situation, Nina? Because I love it.
Not being able to meet friends, as I mentioned.
Yeah, that's true. Well, but that's like the pandemic thing. Like,
oh, right. So
I guess we should talk more about, yeah, like working from home in general.
I can get more distracted more easily. Like, because this is the same location where I would chill, where I would play games, doodles, read books, relax, right? So it's not like a drastically different place, like, oh, going into the office, and which kind of conditioned me to feel more concentrated. But honestly, after a while, after I'm more used to this whole routine, I feel like I was able to focus more easily. And I guess sometimes pets can be a distraction too, even though I love that they're around.
Oh, I have to stop every half hour just to give my cat some kisses. I just have to
Oh,
give her little kisses. What were we
honestly,
talking
I
about?
don't really know about the cons, other than distraction. But
Yeah,
what are the cons?
like I do feel that a little bit, the distraction thing, but I also feel like I got used to it. It's just that now that I'm sleeping better, I'm exercising better, I'm eating better, I also just feel like I have more energy to be more productive. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Like,
it's the way to
this
go.
is just great. I guess it sucks to not know my coworkers in person, but like if the pandemic wasn't a thing, I wouldn't be opposed to going there a few times a week to just hang out.
Same. And at some places, working at a certain studio is not just, oh, you get to work on this and that title, but it's a whole experience in itself, right? Like getting to be surrounded by talented people talking about magical technical stuff and just feeling very inspired walking down the hallway with all the artworks hanging around you.
Yeah.
It's an experience to work in like certain game studios.
Sometimes I do miss that Microsoft chocolate milk. That was some good chocolate milk.
Oh, let's see, what do I like?
Although I feel like I'm saving money on food now that I work from home.
A lot.
Yeah.
So like I always try to cook in a batch during the weekend so that I have food for the rest of the week, right? But I don't always succeed at that. And so sometimes I'm just like buying lunch every day, and that adds up real quick. Because like a salad bar is like what, about almost $10 or about 10.
Yeah, I feel like at Amazon, like the Amazon cafeteria, it was like that. But also it's so hard not to get tempted by the restaurants around you, and like it's really difficult. I had plenty of days where I brought my own meal and then I was like, but that pho, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Spends $11 on pho.
I also really like this poke place in Redmond called Hello Poke. If you ever get
you know that place? I love them.
Oh,
my favorite poke place.
That's the best.
Gosh, I went there like when I worked at Microsoft and I worked super close to that place. I would go there almost like twice a week because it was so good.
Yeah. I think I finished at least 3 or 4 punch cards already since they opened.
Yeah. Oh, hello, Poke. If you want to sponsor us,
yes,
give us a free Poke.
Contact Fernanda or Nina through our email on the channel. Wait, we don't have one.
Oh shit. Just send me some Poke directly to my address. We can talk. Yeah, I'm having trouble thinking of cons here. Audience, call in. Give us some cons. comment onto this video. Yeah, I just feel like whenever people talk, so here's a thing to talk about. Us being immigrants, do you fear that because like working remotely is gonna be the norm, it seems like, at least, companies are gonna feel less inclined to hire immigrants from other countries because it's gonna be a lot more competitive inside America?
If anything, I feel like they would consider more immigrants since they could just remote out the work to some guy outside of the country.
But tax laws, though.
Oh.
Because like to hire someone from another country,
they have to reside within the country, right? I see. Yeah, I never thought about that before, but that's a good point. Have you heard any talks about that?
One person, another Brazilian that we should get him on this podcast, by the way. He's a great guy. I kind of remember him talking about like it being harder to find opportunities as an immigrant because of this whole pandemic situation. making the market more competitive. But he didn't go into much detail, and I didn't ask. But it is something that scares me a little bit. I've been getting a lot of recruiters in my DMs offering opportunities, and I say, sorry, I'm on a visa. And they're like, oh, sorry, bye. You know? And I feel like it's been happening, like the instant ghosting and instant rejection from their side has been happening a lot more often as compared to before the pandemic.
Interesting. I haven't experienced it myself, but when I was still looking for places, and like as I mentioned in previous podcasts, that like I would always bring up the visa, like at least during the first call. May not be the first thing, but at least during the first call, they would know that I would need H-1B sponsorship eventually. And I think the rate is about the same. Like if the company is already small and not willing to sponsor a visa, like it's still the same. And yeah, not much has changed on my side.
Maybe I'm just getting more recruiters in my DMs.
Oh, it's possible. You're getting famous now with your blogs and tutorials.
And my podcasts.
Oh, baby, the 11 subscribers.
Oh my God. Well, our videos are getting, I mean, they're not over 100, but like, I'm surprised by how many people watch the videos, and the videos are long. They're not like 10-minute conversations. They're like 30, 40, 50-minute talks. So wow. I'm happy with our progress here.
The duration, what's the word? Like if you get the total and divide it by the numbers of occurrence. I'm suddenly blanking on the word.
The average sum?
The average! Oh my God!
Nice.
But the average watch time is actually 3 minutes. So
well,
I don't have much hope for that.
Okay, well, they're missing out on a really great conversation. Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually very surprised yesterday when we talked with another a guy who wanted to interview us about tech art career, and what he was asking were like, yeah, like we answered everything you just asked in the 2 podcast episodes we posted. It was kind of funny.
More research on us. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I didn't expect that, but I was like, wow. So I guess this was something that people were looking for that could be useful to someone.
Yeah, people just don't know about us. We're so poor us, and our isolated podcast doesn't have enough views. The audience, the person listening to this should just like and share and subscribe.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. What does that mean? Ring
so
the bell?
you know how like on YouTube, like under the video, there's a bell icon. So if you click that, you can select how you would like to be notified in your YouTube notification. So you can set it to be personalized, which I don't know the algorithm behind that, but it will selectively notify you of the activities on the account. Like maybe if a video has certain amount of views of traffic, it would notify you maybe. Wow. Or all, which is any activity on the account, like any video uploaded, and will be notified to the subscriber. So yeah.
Damn, ring the bell, person listening. Yeah, I feel like we're approaching a good time to start wrapping it up. Do you have any closing remarks, Nina, on working from home?
The only thing is that I hope that working remotely will become more available to people, but like, I mean, minus the pandemic.
Yes, for sure.
But yeah, I really hope it is here to stay, and I'm sure it will be in some cases. But yeah, I have been really enjoying this.
I love sleeping in decent time. I love eating well. I love exercising well. Hey, we can't think of anything bad to say about working from home. You have a comment? Leave it below with your comments on why you don't like working from home. Yeah, like, subscribe, ring the bell, like Nina said, and share this to all of your friends.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Peace.